Morning, you guys. I just wanted to share something with all of you. I know there's some people out there who tend to struggle a lot. I can tell you something that happened to me last year, which was kind of crazy. It happened in a few stages. One, I got pregnant. I was so excited. I even cried when I got the phone call when they told me I was pregnant because I was trying for a while. At 10 weeks, just before I was about to see my gynae for my first checkup. I was so psyched. The day before. And then I had lost my little one. So then I had to have a D&C. And during the D&C, my account was hacked. So I lost all my money. And I was unemployed. I lost my job because I had damaged the nerves in my neck. And everything's on my hubby. And I actually hate it because I want to do my part as well. And it's always on him. And I hate it. So, you're not alone if you think you've had some bad things happen to you. And that was in June 2021. Then, in July, I had COVID. I had machines on me. Very difficult. Couldn't breathe. My husband actually gave it to me. Oops. When he was actually getting his new license. He was applying for his new car license. And he picked up and he gave it to me. So then we both sat here on the machines and everything. So it was very difficult. Then after that, I had a tragic accident. It was a clear sky, and I was taking a shower. And I was hit. It was a clear sky. I was hit by lightning in my shower. I collapsed through the doors onto the floor. I thought I was dying. It scared the hell out of me. I was then put in hospital. I was there for 2 weeks. They did all sorts of x-rays to try and see if anything was wrong. Luckily, it was actually okay, but then I also ended up with type 1 diabetes. Whoopie-doo, another thing to my story. That was in October. And I started having to do carb counting and trying to control my insulin because I still wanted to have a child one day. And the only way to do it was to bring down my insulin. Well, my glucose. So yeah, I'm checking my pressures every morning. My sugars several times a day. I have to check it before I eat, 2 hours after, and before I go to bed. I'm taking insulin every time before I eat. I have to do carb counting to count how much I am eating so I can take the correct amount of insulin. And then I take long-acting in the morning and at night as well. And then, yeah, my poor fingers have got so many pricks on them, it's just not funny anymore. I would love to have the machine, but I'm on the cheapest medical aid. And I can't afford to do it. because I'm still unemployed. I've tried getting a job a few times, but each time it's been a scam. So that didn't help me. Yeah, and I have to keep my little diary of how my readings and everything are done. Eventually, I was doing so good with the carb counting that my doctors gave me the green light. I could start trying to have a child again. Still unemployed. But during that time, I was actually buying and selling livestock to actually bring money in. My husband would never complain. He would not say, don't worry, we can only do this month. He would only tell me, don't worry, I have it covered. And I know he's stressed, but he won't tell me he's stressed. The funny thing is, it's a little difficult to hide when you're busy losing the hair on the top of your head because it's a sign of stress. So, yeah. Oh, we did get pregnant. So, he's on his way. He's 31 weeks. He's doing very well. Every time we go for a sonogram and he hears my gynae's voice, he like starts kicking and everything. And when the little camera is on him, he starts kicking the camera. He does not like this camera. It was so funny every time, and it's only with the gynae, because I think her voice is like so distinctive, and he knows, hey, she's gonna push you. So yeah, that's him. Luckily, when I booked my bed by the hospital, they gave us a free 3D 4D scan, so he's quite cute. You can see there. He's a cute little boy. Lots of pictures. He did have a thing for his foot though. On the video, he actually had his foot like up there. It was quite funny. I was like thinking, it was like, so that's the funny movements I've been feeling in my stomach. It's you doing gymnastics in my belly. That's just weird. With the little bit of money I've been saving from buying and selling, I was able to start with my first Brahma chicks. It's a type of chicken. It's a show chicken. So it's been about 7 months. I'm now up to 5 different types of Brahma. I love my chickens. It keeps me busy. They practically pay for their own food with the eggs and chicks that I sell. I can actually show you guys. Here's my orders. All my beautiful little chickies. These are going to be eggies that go to clients. I'll actually show you something else. During the time of saving up money and selling chicks and stuff, I was able to afford this awesome incubator. Oopsie. And yeah, this is the babies. All busy hatching. So, even though you struggle, there is still, you have to make an option on how to enjoy yourself and how to keep going. And yeah, with this pregnancy, I've been struggling quite a bit to try and keep my readings normal. I'm constantly changing my dosage. I actually now need to get a machine that I can't actually afford, because during the last 2 months, my sugar can drop quite badly, where I could end up in a coma, or pass out, or I could have preterm labor. I could lose little Derek. So another high risk for me being type 1 is that I can get preeclampsia. He could be a stillborn. There's actually a bunch of things if you go look on the internet. It's actually sad. But I'm positive, my husband is positive, that we'll be able to do this. So, and this is the only pregnancy that I'm going to go through. After this, everything's going to be tied up, because it's already a big risk, and I won't want to leave my little boy or my hubby alone. It was bad enough when I was in the hospital. My husband didn't know what to do. He's so frantic that when he was at home, I had to laugh. He calls me from the hospital on WhatsApp, a video call, and which was actually quite funny. And he says, Leafy, look at this. Just trying to cheer me up, sort of. I think he was scared. He goes, and I hear this huge, like, alarm sound going off behind him. And he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, what is that? And I was like, it's our new alarm system. It's on the doors. There's a little thingy at the top of the wall to sense everybody. I'm like, why would you get that? It's like, no, I couldn't sleep last night. Really? It's too quiet, and every little cricky crack sound in the house, I had to go look. It was scaring me. I'm lonely. You need to come out. Like, today. It's like, I'm still at hospital. Oh, another thing that happened in the hospital during that time of the lightning and becoming diabetic. The IV had hemorrhaged in my arm, and my arm was like twice the size because all the liquid was going into my arm. So if you start feeling pain in your arm when you got an IV drip in, and it feels very, very hot. I had ice packs on my arm every hour. It was like completely melted. I had to put new ice packs, and it was actually stuck in a position because I was in pain, so I always had it here. So I had to use my leg in bed, hook it under, and try and pull it straight. Otherwise, it was going to get stuck like that. I wouldn't be able to use my arm. It took a long time, but eventually it got right. But yes, it's the most dreadful, dreadful pain. Even the lightning. Oh, I don't want to do that again. Not ever. When I got home, I saw a little bit of cotton in there. I was like, what is that? And when I pulled it, a bunch of stuff was coming out. So it must have gone a bit septic inside because of the liquid being in the wrong place. Eventually it got cleaned out and it came right. So I'm quite happy about that. My diabetic clinic, it took me 6 months because I was very serious of having a family with my husband, because we had tried for a year when we tried for the first one, when we lost it, and it took a long, long time. So it was like a goal. If you really, really put your mind to it, you know, serious monitoring, proper glucose counting. I know in the beginning I wasn't very good at the carb counting. Just having to watch what you eat and how you eat, because you can't eat your favorite chocolates anymore. And I had a thing for Rolos and condensed milk. Oh, during the time I was working, and I had to stop all of that. Even a lot of the fruits, I can't eat a lot of the fruits and there's a lot of the good foods. Like, I'm a pasta fan, but whoopie do, it doesn't do very well with glucose, because what happens is any starch you eat turns into glucose, which is sugar. And being diabetic, you can't have this in your diet, because then you become extremely big and you can get gangrene in your feet and all sorts. It's been a difficult adventure. It's been about a year now since the diagnosis. So, but yeah, if you think you're having it tough, just keep pushing. Doesn't matter if it's a little idea, because the chickens weren't even an idea until later. It helps. I still try and do some livestock here and there, but it's a bit difficult with the foot and mouth disease that is out, so I can't actually buy and sell, and the prices are so high in any case that I can't afford to actually buy and sell anymore. So now I'm doing my chickens. I'm quite happy with my chickens. I've actually planted a bunch of spinach in my garden, just so that I can give them spinach and lettuce during the week, which is actually quite nice. Even I got some banana plants growing in my yard. I can't even eat the bananas because it's just too much sugar in it. So it's sad. So my hubby gets all the sugar. It's actually funny, whenever he wants to have a snack, he actually walks away into another room, or he goes outside, and then when you look outside and you're watching him, he's like, has his little sweetie whenever he can, or yeah, when he gets himself a sweetie. Once in a while I get him a sweetie, because I feel bad that I've had to change our whole diet plan here at home, because you can't eat lamb, you can't eat pork, you can't eat pastas. There's so many things we can't eat. Well, I can't eat, but my husband has accepted the diet change. It's a bit difficult. He still has his sugar in his coffee and everything. He's a coffee fan. For me, sachets, the Canderel ones are quite nice. It tastes almost the same. I can't even have pancakes. You know how sad is that? It's sad. Ugh. Or the bar one milkshake at Wimpy. Oh, that was my favorite. But yeah, I think I'll post another video if this one goes well. Maybe it helps some people to get some hope. Just to know that you guys are not alone. You all have your own thing. We all do our own things. We all go through a crisis. But I'll take a video of my chickens. I like my chickens. Keeps me entertained. Yeah, I'm full-time at home, so my husband doesn't want me at work because I have so many doctor's appointments. I have to see my diabetic clinic, my gynae every month. I've had to see an eye specialist because during your pregnancy, you can go blind, you could lose your sight, because what it does is actually it makes like new veins in the back of your eyes, and it actually clogs up the back of your eyes. So you have to check it with each trimester, and it costs a bucket load. Heck. It was horribly expensive to do the eye test, but I know I had to do it because it would be sad if I go blind and I can't see my little baby on his arrival. So yeah, if you're diabetic, please, every trimester, go see your eye specialist. They actually put dots in, like drops in your eyes. It stings quite a bit, and you're like all blind for the day, because what it does is dilates your eyes so they can open up, and then you can they can check the veins and everything at the back to make sure that the diabetes doesn't do anything to you. Even if you're type 2, at least once a year, But if you're pregnant, obviously it's going to be every trimester. But you have to go see your eye doctor. Make sure you get someone that can check your sugars correctly, that can help you. When I went to the dietitian, all paid by my medical aid, I'm so happy. Well, it's the cheapest plan, but they have covered me so much as it is, considering what's happened. When I lost my job, when I had the pain in my neck, I collapsed and my whole body was just shaking. I was holding on to the table and my arms were shaking. There, I was in hospital again, about 2 weeks. This is a few years back now. And eventually, I went to what do they call it? It's those people that do the needles in your skin, in your muscles. Physio of some sort. Because the doctors could not figure out. They thought I actually had meningitis. They closed me up from my family. My parents were overseas at the time when I collapsed at work. My boss was so supportive. He got me. My car had to stay at work, obviously. I couldn't drive it back because I had climbed out of my car and then fell straight back in, collapsed. And then he took me back home. My sister actually took me in her car, took me straight to the hospital to Montana, but my medical aid was not covered there. So it took quite a few hours, and they thought I had meningitis, so I couldn't see anyone. I couldn't see my hubby or my family. I was scared. They transferred me to Eugene Marais. Very lovely staff. I wish the showers would have worked better though. Can't complain. Because it was 1 minute it's nice and warmish, and then it was boiling hot, and then freezing cold, and then warmish, and then boiling hot again. I was like, ugh. No. That was horrible. But they couldn't figure out what was wrong, but the test all came back fine. LPs, very painful. I screamed blue murder when they did an LP on me because they had to check if it was meningitis, but it wasn't. Eventually I told them I want to be discharged. That was day 9 or 10. They discharged me. I went to a physio. And the physio says, it's not in your brain, it's in your neck. There's something wrong with your nerves in your neck. So after doing a couple of phone calls and everything, I was able to find a neurologist that was covered by my kiki. Sorry, bad nose. Another thing of life's inability of a nasal drip for the rest of your life. I've had it since I was a kid, so it's fine. It's manageable, sort of, depending if it's flower time. If it's flower time or very dry weather, then it's bad. But yeah, neurologist says, yes, you got pinched nerves. And the only way to fix this is medication or a neck op, if the medication fails. And I said, I'm 5 years old, and you want to give me neck surgery? It's not going to happen. I'd rather take the medication. I did physio a few times a week. Yes, that killed my wallet. And I lost my job because of this neck thing. Because my job that I had, I was a rep. I was representing a company. I loved my job. I enjoyed it. I really did. We actually supplied little 6-packs with veggies that you could plant in your own yard. Let's say you buy lettuce, mixed lettuce for your salads, in those packets that you buy at the shops. They last, 2 days, 3 days? And then they're soggy, and then no. So we used to sell these little 6-packs with veggies in them that you can plant in pots or somewhere in your little garden, or put it by your window and harvest your own fish, like lettuce or spinach or little cocktail tomatoes. Those were kind of nice. Those were tasty. I can't even eat those. A lot of acid. Oh, no. But I think I've shared enough for now. Hopefully it does help some people get a new aspect, that just because one thing gets you down, or a few. Yeah, look at me last year. I lost a pregnancy, I had COVID. My account was hacked when I was getting the DNC. I lost a lot more money. Then I got hit by lightning. Whoopie-doo. How many people can actually walk away from being hit by lightning? Type 1 diabetes. Yay. Oh, no, it's been a road. This year it's a bit better. I tried getting some work, but there's just no work here. No matter where I look. I almost got one, and then it just ended up being a scam because it's stupid trading stuff. Yeah, to try and sell education on how to trade. And if you don't see so many people, or you don't get enough contracts, you don't get paid. And you have to drive around, you have to go find these people who will be willing to sign up for it. And luckily, within the first week, I saw what was happening, and I just left. So I had spent $3,000 on fuel alone for that week. Yes, just no. And it was actually far from home. It was like an hour's drive. So yeah, just watch out where you're trying to get work. Don't believe that stuff where, oh, you can get all these benefits and you could make so much. Don't believe it. It's just another horse way to get you to waste your money so that they can get free labor, so they can maybe get a contract or two so that they can pay it. So yeah. But thanks guys. I hope you find this video a little helpful, especially for those who have gone through so much already. Don't give up. Just keep moving forward. I'm quite happy now. Still quite bankrupt, but yeah. You can still be happy. You don't need money to be happy. You can still try and do small things, slowly grow, and then hopefully it gets you somewhere. And don't give up on dreams. And I saw the risks of having a pregnancy. It almost scared the daylights out of me that I was too afraid to even think of having a pregnancy. But eventually, between me and my husband, we thought, we'll try once. If there's defects or there's something wrong, because there's a chance that by 10 weeks, it's not even a heartbeat, it's just there. I was actually nervous. I wasn't actually trying to get any emotions to the pregnancy in the beginning because I was just afraid I would have to give it up again. So I had to have a stone heart, which was not nice because it was very difficult. I love my little boy. I just hope we both do okay with the labor and everything, because my sugar can just do this. The machine I have to get, it's like a little sensor. It's going to cost me a bucket load of money that I've been trying to save up for Derek in a rainy day. Ends up I'm going to be spending practically all that money that I've saved just to get these stupid little sensors. But if it's to save me and to save the little one, it's for a good cause. But The diabetic clinic is actually borrowing the machine from the hospital. And then I got to buy the sensors. The sensors are like over 3K for the month. And for me, it's a bucket load of money that I don't actually have. But yeah, I think I've spoken enough. Yeah, 30 minutes is way too much as it is. So I hope you guys find it informative. And good luck. I hope you guys find some sort of peace in your mind. And just push. Just push. Bye, guys.